Next important topic mostly asked in your technical interviews by example is constructors and destructors. So constructor are special member function present inside the class which are used to initialize the data member of the class. And when your working of the program ends, the program gets out of scope, then destructor will be called implicitly and it will deallocate the memory which was done by the constructor. So here we will see constructor, their types and example of one of them, each of them, and in the last destructor, how they are declared and written inside your main program. So default constructor, it does not have any parameter. It will initialize the data member of the class with default value. Name of the constructor is same as the name of the class, does not have any return type. So class construct has a constructor name construct which does not take any parameter. It does not have any return type. Therefore, it is a default constructor. It is storing a value 10 in A and 20 in B. After this class, we are creating a main function. Inside the main, we are creating object of the class C. When the object of the class is created, implicitly, indirectly, constructor will be called. Constructor is called C dot A is initialized with 10, C's B is initialized with 20. In the next output statement, we are printing the value of object CA and object CB, which will result in 1020. So in this example, we have created a default constructor which is not taking any parameter and initializing the members by default value 10 and 20. In the next case, we are studying parameterized constructor. So you have class point. Constructor of this class point is point. Name of the constructor is same as the name of the class. It does not have any return type, but it is taking parameters, it will accept external values and initialize the data member of the class, in this case x and y. So x is initialized by parameter x1, y is initialized by parameter y2 by the constructor. Get x and get y are taking the value of x and y. So when you outside the class, when you go inside the main, when you create point P1, 10, 15, at this part constructor is called, this 10 will go in x1, this 15 will go in y1, 10 is initialized to x, 15 is initialized to y. See out, P1 object we are printing x, see out, P1 object we are printing y. So we are getting the value of x and y by getX and getY function. So y will be written, x will be written and y will be written. X was 10, so 10 will be printed and y was 15, so 15 will be printed. Example of parameterized constructor. Name of the constructor is same as the class. It will take the parameters and initialize the data member of the class. It is called when the object is created implicitly or indirectly. Third is copy constructor. Inside this class string, you have private data member string and size. You have constructor 1, which is a string which is accepting a default value string is equal to null. Second constructor, you have string which is accepting a string as a reference. Therefore, copy constructor. Remember, call by alliance, you are passing a string and accepting it as a reference to same memory location has two different names. This. So you have two constructors. One is parameterized and second is copy. Syntax of copy constructor is name of the constructor is same as the name of the class and it will accept a reference of the same type string append. So class name is string and we are passing the object of string, therefore it is accepted as a reference append. This is copy constructor. We are defining both the constructor outside the class. So class name, scope resolution operator, constructor name. In first case it is accepting a string. We are calculating the length of the string. We are doing memory allocation for the string and we are copying string in S. Okay, in the next function, change function, we are accepting a string, we are deleting s which was received from the string, we are calculating length of the string, we are assigning size plus 1 by at the end of the string you have to add backslash of 0 and copying the string in s. Change function. Copy constructor syntax, name of the class, scope resolution operator, name of the constructor. Here you have reference, you are accepting another string object, you are taking the size of the object in size variable, you are allocating the memory for the string, one additional memory location for backslash of 0, you are copying old object string into new object s using strcpy, string operation, string copy. So you have constructor parameterized and you have copy constructor difference. It accepts object as a reference and used it for initialization. Old strs and s, the object strs will contain same string. You are when you are creating a string str1, you are passing a string, therefore it will call parameterized constructor. When you are creating a second object str2 and you are passing str1, what you are passing? You are passing another string object to create str2, therefore it will call copy constructor. So str1 Greeks OK will be copied in str2. We are printing str1, we are printing str2 gig squeeze. We are calling change function gig for quiz. We are changing the value of str2 to gig quiz to gig for quiz. We are printing string 1 gig quiz and we are printing the change string gig for quiz which was done by the change function. So what we are seeing, types of constructor, default constructor, parameterized constructor and copy constructor. Default constructor, it does not accept any parameters. Parameterized constructor, it accepts parameters and used for initialization. Copy constructor, it accepts a object as a reference and used for initialization of data members. When you write a destructor, it will be called at the end of the program and it is preceded by tilde sign. So in this case, tilde string is a destructor, name of the destructor is same as the name of the class and it is preceded by the tilde sign. In this case, destructor is deleting memory allocated for s because we are doing memory allocation, so we have to delete when the program ends. When destructor function is called at the end of the program in the reverse order of the constructor. In this case, you have class line, you have constructor line, you have destructor line. In line object, you are creating a object and destructor, you are deleting a object. So in main, when you call create a line object, it will display object is created. You are setting the width, it will display width. When the end program ends, you go out of the program, scope of the program ends, automatically destructor will be called and object is being deleted will be displayed. That's it for today's session.